We're extremely professional. We don't talk, like the moment they say cut,
He cannot
it's like,
stand me.
yeah.
And I think towards the end of the season, I turned into such a bully. He's very calm. So he's very unassuming. So you don't think he's very capable of so he's quite a badass actually. Look for the good qualities in each other rather than, finding out that, the things that irk you. Because, I mean, if you're really looking out for evil, like there's evil in everything. You can't disrespect somebody and just, so I think respect is something, and again, when it comes to family, lovers, siblings, friends.
Even in couples, you're
Yeah.
dating or you're married or whatever it is,
Yeah.
there are lines that you shouldn't cross. And once
Yeah.
you understand that, you'll be able to survive for longer. And we, as human beings, are very capable of doing it. We don't go on the road and slap a cop because we are angry. We don't do that, right?
Hello and welcome to Midday.com. I'm Anjali Singh, and today with me I have Nidhi Singh and Sumit Vyas. Guys, welcome to Midday.com.
Hi, Anjali.
Hi, Anjali. Hi, this is Sumit. Hi, everyone.
Okay, guys, your series, which is on a new platform actually, and Audible Suno, which I'm sure is a very different experience for people out there. And I have got the feedback that your series have been received so well. So tell me what really you think as actors have really clicked with the audience there, because I don't think they're very used to now, to radio or maybe to listening to stuff. They're more used to watching them. So what do you think has really clicked here?
I think there is a general, connect with the whole plot of Permanent Roommates, with the characters especially, with Tanya and Mikesh. People are genuinely attached to them because they, on some level, see themselves in these two characters. So more than anything else, that is what connects to the audience, I feel, every time.
Yeah. And I think the one of the other things also that kind of worked in our favor is that right now everybody is by themselves and doing a lot of housework. And, listening to something while you're doing stuff is actually very easy rather than engaging yourself visually. So I think that worked in our favor. And that's why, I mean, it came out actually immediately when the lockdown was announced. And then people took on to it instantly. So it was just the luckiest thing. It was never planned. Of course, nobody knew there's going to be a lockdown, and people just kept on listening to it. So I'm even Sumit and I, we were discussing, like, we get so many messages that people listen to it again and again because and of course they have the whole, as he said, there's this whole recall value because they're attached to the characters. So but to be able to listen to them, it's like and sound is such a familiar, it's a very intimate way of connecting with somebody. So because sound is something you talk over the phone and stuff like, so it gets very personal. So I think people really liked it, and it's so exciting because we had a blast recording it, right, Sumit?
Yeah, we had a great time. It was like theater. We didn't have to worry about how we looked and all of that, the camera angles. We just had to do our lines and just perform the scenes.
Yeah.
See, people have seen you on screen, like, the both of you in the first season and then second season now. And then as actors, of course, we see that camaraderie and that chemistry and whatever you guys do there. And people love watching that. But off screen, how's it? Like, how cool buddies are you guys? Or you are like very thoroughly professional that, you come do your bit and go home? Or what is it like?
We're extremely professional. We don't talk. Like the moment they say cut,
he cannot
it's like,
stand me.
yeah.
We
We sometimes even like push each other and throw stuff at each other. So like the production has to call for bodyguards,
like
and
they have to
create like
physically
separate
ask us
bunkers
to like get away from each other.
because otherwise it's very tough. We can't stand each other. It's very, very tough.
I think that's the magic perhaps then, because this kind of Tom and Jerry relationship, if you guys are sharing off screen and showing on screen, is like really nice. Other than that, what do you think?
But to be very honest, jokes aside, I think the first season, initially I was extremely intimidated by Sumit because of course he came with like he had done a lot of great theater, and I had seen him in plays, and he's such a great actor. So I was very intimidated because I was like relatively new in terms of experience and everything. So I was like, okay, I better not goof out, better remember all my lines and things like that. And I think towards the end of the season, I turned into such a bully.
Yeah.
I would bully him all the
Then I was
time.
intimidated by her, you know. And
But
also
so,
the problem with me is that when somebody gets intimidated with me, I get intimidated with the fact that somebody's intimidated with me, you know. So it it's a very, very tough atmosphere.
Yeah. No, but we had a great time. Like in the second season, our studio was in Mira Road, so we would like, and I used to live in Bandra, and he
Yeah.
used to live in Andheri, so we used to meet with midway, and then go to the shoot, and also we like
Drive there every day.
became
Yeah.
really great friends off camera and that and life and everything. So we knew, and the thing is that whenever you're shooting something which is long form, you're around each other so much, so you know
Yeah.
everything that's happening in your life. So I
Yeah.
think that also, like, we just became really good friends, and but now Sumit is like very busy being a dad.
yeah. But Sumit, I don't know. Please don't mind this. But then, even when I look at you, you come across like a person. I think anybody would want to bully you. It looks like, okay. Is that a fact? Is it the
Yeah.
the sad truth of your life that whoever comes across you starts bullying you or harrows you? Is it a fact?
Yeah. Trust me. Trust me. When I write my
Listen,
book, you will know the truth.
oh God, he's such a liar. He just looks like a really good boy, but he is like the biggest boss of all time. Like, and I don't mean it in a bad way. I
I
mean that
understand.
he
Yeah.
just like he knows what's happening, and he's just he's such a good business guy. So he's great. He cannot be. He's very calm. So you don't. He's very unassuming. So you don't think that he's going to come up with something very clever, or he'll just like probably walk off or something, but he's very capable of it. So he's quite a badass actually.
That's the reason why
Wow.
I asked, because I knew that Nidhi would definitely spill the beans on this because she has been
Of
working.
course, I would say it all the time. And I'm the kind, I would say everything, and I would even get emotional. I start crying. Like I'm a very sore loser, and I'm very bad at negotiating in business. And he's that good. Like he's calm, he's collected. He won't take nonsense. So he's quite good. Yeah.
I think that since you guys have worked on it for such a long time, would you guys now say that or admit to that you have become a pro as roommates? Like you have certain things that you can maybe tell others that these are the don'ts and do's which will make you a perfect roommate. So would you share something on that? Like just generic, nothing
I
specific.
mean, yeah, in actually speaking, both of us would make great roommates because we are not the kind of people who would intrude each other's space. You know, to be
Yeah.
honest, if you ask either of us, we would not want to change anything about anyone. That's the first thing that you mustn't do
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
want to coexist.
Yeah.
One thing that you should do is that understand what this person is, understand what is it about this person that does not work for you, and then work around that. That how can I not disturb this person and let her be and or him be and let them do their own thing and still manage to look for the stuff which is good,
Yeah.
which is what interests you.
So I would first
Yeah.
of all advise that find things that are common, and find like things that are fun between the two of you, instead of thinking of what are the things that annoy me. Like if you want to, even if you want to live together as roommates, nothing romantic, but even to coexist, even as siblings and with parents, it's so essential to look for the good qualities in each other rather than finding out that the things that irk you. Because I mean, if you're really looking out for evil, like there's evil in everything, there's good and bad in everything. So firstly, good, look for that. And I think there are a few things that there is a no go. Like there is, you can't disrespect somebody and just like keep
Yeah.
keep on like making it a habit. So I think respect is something, and again, when it comes to family, lovers, siblings, friends, there has to be a line drawn to things like that. That okay, you don't speak a certain way, or you don't go to a certain decibel, or no matter how angry you are, there is a way to convey the same message. So I think that respect should be. It should sometimes. In fact, I even encourage people that you should have rules. You should have these rules that you will not talk like this anymore.
Yes, yes, it's very, very important. Very, very
Yeah.
important to understand. Even in couples, we are
Yeah.
dating or you are married or whatever it is.
Yeah.
There are lines that you shouldn't cross, and once
Yeah.
you understand that, you'll be able to survive for longer. And we, as human beings, are very capable of doing it. You know, we don't go on the road and slap a cop because we are angry. We don't do that, right? Even though we are very angry, because we know that we'll get into trouble. But we do, you know, raise our volumes, and we do say
Yeah.
stuff that is very, very rude to people who are close to us, because we think we
Yeah.
can get away with it, and
Yeah.
that's disrespectful.
Sumit, has
So
Ekta
this,
ever told you or asked you to change something, like really irritating habit that she really doesn't like, or she has conveyed it to you many times that this is something that you shouldn't be doing ever?
Yeah, many a times. A lot
Very
of
proud.
times. There are. It's a thing between husband and wife. You know, these things tend to happen. Also, because I'm slightly older than her, and there are a lot of things which I myself realize that I'm kind of slow at. The one thing that I can tell you is me sitting in my study and lying on my couch all day. That I'm sure she would want to change, and I'm unable to change.
And Sumit, especially I have seen a lot of work that you have done in films, and Nidhi, you too. Good roles, very remarkable acting. Still, we don't see you more often in films. What is it that really holds you back, or comes in your way to doing films? Because is it a good opportunity? And if good opportunity is the reason, then why you think you don't get such good opportunities despite being such great actors?
It's challenging for films as a business to sustain. There are so many factors that come in. Box office being the biggest one. Uh, so in terms of just making a choice as to who's going to be your leading man and leading woman uh, is not just defined by what suits the part. There are a lot of other factors that come into the picture, and we as actors need to understand it to be able to fight it or to be able to reach a certain place. Having said that, I don't think it's difficult to get a part in film. It's difficult to get the kind of part that you would want in a film. That definitely is a challenge, and yeah, and we I think we managed to get decent parts in films. And when we don't get a decent part in film, we don't do it. I don't consider films as the as a benchmark as to you have to be part of a legit movie, a box office success to be able to establish yourself as a decent actor. That mindset has to change. In today's day and age, all those movie actors are dying to come to an OTT platform and do a show. So as the audience realizes this, that good content is good content, it could be on anything. It could be on YouTube, it could be on an Instagram page, it could be in films. Uh, it works. So yeah, I'm not that fascinated by wanting to prove a point and get just be seen on the big screen. It doesn't do that much. It doesn't excite me that much as doing a good role.
Thank you so much for talking to Midday.com.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.